what if Luffy kept the swordsman shadow? So he's going to have the strength of Nightmare Luffy still. That he's going to have the strength of Nightmare Luffy, which will enhance his swordsmanship. And he's still going to have the Gom Gom no Mi fruit. But he's going to, like, take a page out of Zoro's, we're just going to call him his sword snake. Yeah, and they just couldn't get the sword, like, they just could not get the thing out of Luffy. Like, they just couldn't get the shadow short swordsman out of Luffy, so Luffy just had to keep him. Me just trying to finesse the story. So yeah, when Luffy is still gonna be kind of the same with Luffy. It's just that he's not gonna be so jumpy and funny, because this Luffy was like, no, he was probably about the same Luffy. He was just a little bit more serious. So yeah. We see my boy's Luffy as he's walking up at Marineford. Him and Whitebeard still have that same confrontation, and Luffy's gonna be using the sword. Like, he's gonna be pulling out that crib, like, slashing everybody at. And let me just tell you something on Amazon Lily. So when Luffy, like, instead of Luffy, holding back and trying to explain, he actually sliced the sisters in their chest. And then when they were about to fall, he covered the sister up. I'm just gotta tell you, like, Luffy is not the X guy, he's not, like, Zoro is the X guy. Luffy, as you can see in this picture, with one slice, somehow cuts you up, like, 3 or 4 times. And these 3 or 4 times are, like, hashtags, he cuts you up like that, on your chest, and makes you fall. So my so for some reason school hasn't started yet, so that's why I'm able to do this, which is really gonna suck, because school's probably gonna finish at like 5 or 4, or she might just finish it early today. So we see my boy Luffy as he rushes at these other guys, slicing these Marines in the chest. Then, like, they're shooting him with cannonballs, but he just Luffy then brings his hand back as he's like, "Go on me, beast out!" Not using his sword, punching the guy in the face. Random chads. And then Luffy, like, I'm just thinking about it. Luffy, when he had the Shadow Swordsman, he could already move super fast. So second gear is gonna be like, if Luffy with the Shadow Swordsman can move about like 50 miles an hour, this, like, second gear Luffy can move around 75 miles an hour. So my boy Luffy activates second gear, and he slices the swordsman on the chest, making them cough out blood. Luffy just, like, he's beating up these little bugs, you know what I mean? So Marineford, it doesn't really change. It's just we have a slightly stronger Luffy. Luffy still activates Kunkuro Haki. And yeah, the 2-year time skip. Like, Luffy, he's still pretty messed up about Ace, but then when the 2-year time skip comes, he gets over it. Now, we're still, like, since Luffy was slightly stronger, let's say, if Luffy was a 2 in the main timeline, Luffy, like, a 5-ish 4. So, yeah. And here's the thing, Luffy, he holds back, but he don't really hold back. If he's gonna slice you in the chest, he's gonna slice you in the chest, like, it's no second guessing, it's no blocking all your attacks. No, he moves first. Like, he gets your explanation, then he moves first and slices you in the chest. So yeah. So we see my boy's Luffy as he's hockeyed up his blade, turning it into a great. Yeah, he turned it from a no-name blade into a great. So if it was an Owazumono, he would have turned it into a black blade. I'm just kidding. Hold on. Chill out. We are not on them drugs yet. But there's one thing I do have to point out. Luffy does have Ryu. And y'all are probably like, What? How could Luffy have Ryu or advanced arm and Haku? The reason why Luffy is going to be getting this is because, well, really, like, now that he sees, oh, Luffy's a swordsman, so that means, I can train him, but I can also try to train him in advancement. But Luffy, yeah, he, like, my man's, really tried to get Luffy to learn, you know, spoiler alert, just go watch chapter 1010, uh, advanced, uh, conquers hockey. He tried to get my man's Luffy to learn that, but you know, like with the limited time they had, Luffy couldn't learn it. And yeah, Luffy's just a Chad, bro. Not really Chad. He's just a little bit stronger. And Luffy, what was I gonna say? Yeah, he has advanced Ryu, and he also has near advanced observation. Oh yeah, this is the what if, you know. I'm like, yeah, man. After I saw Brago Diaz's video, I made a thumbnail, but I didn't post video. So yeah. So see my man's Luffy, yes, he's just cutting down, you know, tree after tree after tree, and he actually clashes with Rayleigh. And yeah, I feel like Luffy right now in the main timeline is around as strong as Rayleigh when we met him, or as strong as Rayleigh in general. Not as strong as Prime Rayleigh, but as strong as Rayleigh. Like, old man Rayleigh. So we can see my boy's Luffy. Yes, he's just walking throughout. No, he's not walking. We're gonna get to the Dressrosa arc when it's Luffy or my boy's Fujitora. Okay, I need to stop saying my boy. That sounds wrong. The man Fujitora, and him and Fujitora clash. And just like nothing really changed. The only thing that changes that instead of, you know, Luffy like trying to run away from Fujitora for most of the time, he's actually clashing with Fujitora, throwing attacks at Fujitora, and getting better, like nearly hitting Fujitora. Yeah. So Luffy defeats Doflamingo with a Elefante Kongu gun. I don't think any of that's gonna change. Or maybe you could say he could have. Oh yeah, he actually could have defeated um, Doflamingo internally, if you think about it. So yeah, Doflamingo's pretty freaked up. Oh, and then since Luffy has Ryu, he's gonna be able to coat his sword with Ryu and fight against the man's Fujitora, and he's actually going to like barely cause any damage to Fujitora, but he's still gonna cause a good amount of damage. Like, not a good amount, a little bit of damage. So if you're asking, what is Luffy against Pacifista? Well, you can't even compare the Pacifista to Luffy because he's a Chad. Actually, Luffy in Wano right now is a literal Chad. Like, he's buffed his head. If you look up Chad, you're literally going to find buffed people. I did not expect that. I actually expected something else when I said Chad. Yeah, so, oh shoot, can y'all see this? Of course you can. Yeah, so, Luffy gets to Wano, and, you know, like, Luffy's actually fighting pretty strong swordsmen, and, yeah, so, I think there was, like, a sumo wrestler, I forgot his name, but, he had white hair, I know that, I think. Yeah, I think he had white hair. Pink hair. So Luffy's gonna fight that dude. He was mentioned in, like, chapter 1007, 1008 of One Piece. When Luffy fights that dude, it's sword to sword, and Luffy is actually a little bit stronger, you know, and he knows Ryu. They can actually start on Luffy's training with Conqueror's Hockey. So, yeah, Luffy's gonna get his Conqueror's Hockey pretty early. You know, Conqueror's Hockey coding. Mm, he's going to be defeating, like, it's gonna be much easier. And when Luffy actually does, wait, oh, I skipped over Luffy fighting Kaido. Well, Luffy still gets pummeled anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I think this is where we're going to be leaving off this what if. Like, comment, subscribe, share to all of your friends on your social media platforms. YouTube, we're out. Peace.